Hi, Leona. Thank you for joining me, Sheryl Butchin, at our podcast.
Pleasure.
Leona
Thank you so much for having
Krasner
me.
is a JD and an MBA and is a founder and managing partner of Krasner Law, PLLC, a family law firm helping folks in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania with their family law needs. Leona is chair of the New York Family Court section of the New York State Bar Association, chair of the events committee of the Family Law section of the New York City Bar, and chair of the Family Law section of New York County Lawyers Association. When not assisting in the family law realm, she is also director of the nonprofit Tunes for Tots and Teens, through which volunteer musicians perform concerts for children. When not working or volunteering, she enjoys traveling, networking, and having adventures with her husband. She also just announced to me today that she opened her 7th law firm. So, what an honor to have her here today. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Leona has created 5-step method to stepping into your CEO role. So I'm definitely excited to hear more about that. So let's start with step 1, the mindset for success. Can you
All right.
share that a little bit?
Absolutely. So, chatting about mindset. So, we attorneys, when we go to law school, they don't chat about us opening up our own shingle at all. And in fact, it's kind of discouraged. Go out there and lawyer, not go out there and start up your own law firm. So, by putting on this, I am starting up my own law firm hat. It's a very big shift from I am just a lawyer. So, my question to you is this. First, what kind of difference do you want to make in the world? Using law and the legal system as your stage and as your method. And second, what would it mean to you if you fully and completely succeeded? What would that look like? And then next, what are the steps going to be such that you can get there? My advice to you is go somewhere beautiful that is not your house, not your office, not even necessarily a coffee shop, but somewhere away, preferably in nature where you get to hear some beautiful water flowing or waves or whatever it is, or some birdies. Get a real pen and a real notebook or legal pad or whatever it is and write about what your law firm, your dream law firm, is going to stand for. What's it going to be like? What are the values of your law firm going to be? That's hard. Think about what you will not tolerate. That perhaps maybe once upon a time you were exposed to it, tolerated back in the day. Where do you want to be 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, a year from now? Take that 1 year from now goal, break it down into quarters, then months, then weeks, down to the business day, and then go get them.
That is wonderful advice. And I feel like going out into nature right now made it sound so appealing. So once we're there and we have that mindset, what is our step 2, having the vivid vision?
All right, so I spilled the beans early. Having a vivid vision, right? So first you have to brainstorm. Step 1, what does freedom look like to you? For you, yes, in terms of the people you want to help, and you're going to get there. But what is your why? Is question number 1. Why are you doing this? Who are you doing it for? What is your personal big win at the end? Step 2 is that vivid vision, which is going to be not only your roadmap about how to get there, but your eventual team's roadmap about how to get there, how you're going to guide yourself as you talk to not so nice opposing counsel sometimes, how you respond to a judge who doesn't necessarily rule in your favor or like your hair shirt that day, how you speak with a client or a potential client who ruffles your feathers. At the end of the day, especially on those hardest days, your vivid vision is going to be your blueprint regarding exactly how you're going to proceed, which is going to set you apart from every single other law firm that's out there because it's not run by you, and doesn't have your particular vivid vision.
Beautiful. And then we go to interviewing magic.
Right. So as you grow, you're going to realize either you want to be a one man or one woman shop forever. I do not recommend this. Okay. Because I want you to be out on a beach or having beautiful international ventures. You can't do that if you're lawyering all the time and wearing all of the hats. All right. So what hats are we talking about? First, there's the actual lawyering hat. So you're going to need at least one lawyer eventually. Then there's the sales hat. Let me tell you, those folks selling those Verizon those Verizon phones are going to be way better at selling than you, Mr. or Mrs. Lawyer. So the sooner you embrace that you're eventually going to need to get out of sales so you can hire sales experts to sell legal services, the more money you get to be and the more money you get to make and the quicker you get to be on a beach. Third is operations. Once you get big enough that there are processes, procedures, multiple employees, multiple attorneys, multiple salespeople, there need to be operations staff such that you're not out there putting out fires all the time. That person, they didn't do number 3 on policy number 4. It shouldn't be you because, my friend, you are dreaming the big dreams and making the big money. So the way that you want to go about this is first, look to hire somebody to help you lawyer. You can do a better job than this person who you hire, almost certainly. But you're listening to this. You're watching this not because you want to be a lawyer forever, but because you want to be an amazing law firm CEO. So we're going to need to let go. And you know what? 80, some other lawyer doing 80% of what you do is going to be sufficient. You're going to say,
Okay. So set your priorities, right? So what would be the key performance indicators to keep your company growing?
all right. So once you got a band of employees or even one employee, it's very tempting to be like, oh, yep, so they're going to go and lawyer. They're going to do things the way I want them to do things, except we forget they can't read our minds. So it's so important not only to have policies and procedures, meaning written out steps for how you want things done your way, but to also make very clear to every single employee exactly what metrics, what numbers they're responsible for. So let me chat with you about some that I've got for every single employee who does legal work here. First is a billable hour requirement for the week. Every single employee has this. It is required that they hit this number minimum every single week or they can't stay here. They can't be out on a beach and I'm paying them to work while they're sipping pina coladas and I don't even know. So I have to develop one, tracking billable hours and making clear as part of their employment contract what the expected billable hour requirement is, whether it's per year, per month, per week, or something different. That's one excellent one. Another important one is I needed to get myself out of sales. Otherwise, I would be speaking with all of the leads all day long and I would not be able to CEO. And so I decided every single attorney here needs to speak for an hour with potential clients. And so that's the expectation. They're going to speak for 1 hour a day with potential clients. And we're tracking it. We use Slack internally. And there is a Slack channel where people need to put in the name of the person, whether we're scoring that lead a 1, 2, or 3, what region, what kind of case, and what that employee did. Do we send them a retainer? Is there a follow-up call? Were they a hashtag nope, nope, nope? Crazy. Okay. Not a fit to work with. Were they disqualified for some reason? And that is how we check. That's how we keep track. We also use a CRM called Lawmatics. That's where all of the leads live. And that's another place where we're tracking as well. A third metric that's used is I expect every single attorney to at least one networking event to represent the firm there, spread their personal and professional circles so we can get more referrals. And so we're tracking those as well. We got a Google Sheet to track that.
Wow, you do a lot of performance metrics, and that is wonderful as long as they're from the HR side. If they're achievable, then that is definitely great. And then all your employees know where they stand each month or each quarter because you're giving them that information right back. So that's terrific.
Yeah.
And then on a quarterly project basis, big, hairy, audacious goals, what do you have them do quarterly?
All
Or
right.
was that part of what you just shared? Okay,
No,
that was
so this is separate. So
okay.
we call these boulders, okay, or rocks. They're called different things in different rubrics, but basically, the idea is we need to continue moving forward as a business organization. And so, how do we do that? It's really easy to get stuck in the days. Oh, I need to lawyer. Oh, there need to be cases. I need to hire more employees. Oh, we need more clients. Days seem long, but the weeks are really short. And so I think it's very important to be very intentional and break down each year into quarters. And then for each quarter, really think about what projects, no more than 3, is my role, the organization leadership is taking on, and what only one boulder is each employee taking on to help the firm continue to grow. In terms of leadership projects, we have focused on Google reviews, for example, as one such project where we really went from, I think, 20 to 135 for the New York
Wow.
City region, New York City office, which made a very big difference. And the next thing you know, almost every single potential client is talking about it. So, very big difference for us. Another one was we we set up Lawmatics as our CRM for leads. Before we were
Okay.
tracking everything on spreadsheets. Cheryl, I love spreadsheets, but spreadsheets unfortunately can only get you so far. And the fact that
Exactly.
so much tracking and automation being done through that CRM, we saw our ability to close clients skyrocket. It was amazing. And we have different boulders all the time. And so really focusing not just on one to-do list item where yes, I did it or no, I did not do it, but a project that requires multiple steps to achieve and time sufficient enough to go ahead and like get it done in entire order is very important. Another one that was very successful for my firm was the Ally Gift project. It was a
Okay.
quarter long project. And what that looked like was I made a list of every single person who had ever referred my law firm. And then okay? So
That's
altogether,
imperative.
I mean, we can't be sending stinky candles, okay? But got it all together, sent it out. Cheryl, I got thousands upon thousands of dollars in closed business because people got a candle and a handwritten card for me. And so we've replicated this, doing a little other thoughtful present every single quarter since. Oh my God. We set it up, we did it. And now it's become a much easier quarterly thing that has a very, very big impact on the firm.
Recognition. You recognized them and they appreciated it, especially the card.
Precisely. Exactly right. So, very small investment, sending it out, very big difference.
Big return. Very good. So, wrapping my mind around the whole topic, we had our mindset set, we had our vision, we had our ability to interview and bring on other people that could help. We have our performance indicators, and then we have our strategy or big projects every quarter. And so, do I have that all now to become my own CEO?
Yes, ma'am. One final teeny tiny tip or trick that I learned going back to interviewing is not only is it important to assess in an interview whether if you're hiring for the attorney role, a good attorney, a good paralegal, a good whatever it is you're hiring for. Two important pieces. One, really ask questions around the culture piece. Is this somebody who you want to sit across from or next to for the foreseeable future? Are they an
Exactly.
a-hole? I committed that I would not hire any yucky people who are mean or rude, who I learned about who were mean or rude at the very beginning. And if I learned later that they were mean or rude, they would be out. Okay? So no mean, rude people. They need to want to help other people. I'm listening for them to say that. If I don't hear, I want to help others or I want to help people, they are not getting hired by my law firm. So one, make sure it's a culture fit. And two, consider doing a skills assessment, a pretend phone call, a pretend writing assignment. I have fictional characters featured in mine. A pretend really easy, I say, please send a letter to court reporter Bugs Bunny for the case, Sesame Street versus ABC, on this date, on this time, so I can see if they type with one finger or all finger, okay? We've had a couple of one finger typers. They were not a fit. Are they weird on the pretend phone call? Then they're not a fit. Are they weird generally? If so, they're probably not a fit. So be listening out for more than whether they're just a good whatever it is you're hiring them for.
That's a wonderful tip. And I also just want to throw in that you mentioned earlier the values that you hold precious to your company. So, are you listening for those values too while you're interviewing? So, those are all very key in getting the people around you that you want to work with and be with all day or for many months to come, many years to come. So, very clear on that delivery. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was just a joy to have you here today. I am so focused now on becoming my own CEO that I'm going to keep in touch with you and let you know what comes of it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Have
this
a great
opportunity and for letting me share.
thank you. It was a joy. Bye.